Mark, thanks so much for joining me today. I know you had a long drive from Brampton to come here.
Oh, I appreciate it.
Well,
Thanks for coming.
listen, why don't you share your story? I mean, were you born here in Canada, or
I was, yes.
in your origin? I guess your family came from Poland.
Correct.
Okay, so they came as immigrants. They came to Canada. You were born here, obviously. You own property here in Canada. And why don't you share your journey? I mean, obviously we connected through a mutual friend, Lauren, who connected us. Decision on why you wanted to invest in the Florida market to begin
Sure,
with.
sure. So, again, thank you for having me here.
My
Thank you for
pleasure.
inviting. Uh, Part of it was that I was inundated with a lot of people who had real estate properties then, right? They were investing, and well, particularly my mother-in-law, who was quite adamant with it, right? So she was pretty much a driver in this decision to kind of put the idea into my mind about real estate investing.
Right.
I also had others. I've had former coworkers who still actually have real estate investing in the GTA as well. But my mother-in-law seems to be quite addicted with it, right? So again, I kind of took that idea. I said, okay, well, if she's into it, let me look into it for myself then, right? When you look at the markets around the Greater Toronto area, I'm automatically just not, I can't move forward with it, right? It's just way too expensive then, right?
Right.
So, and these are ideas that kind of stay in my mind for a while, let it percolate, and then after some time, new ideas come up and says, well, do I have to invest in Toronto or do I have to invest in
You
Canada,
don't.
right? That's what that was the aha moment for me, right?
Absolutely.
You naturally want to stay close because you want to be close to the property that you're investing. You want to be relative close distance to it, then, right? So you open it up. You say,
Because a lot of people think they need to invest in the backyard.
yes.
They don't realize that there's so many more opportunities out there.
That is correct.
Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
exactly right. So when you open that up, when you explore outside of the GTA or outside of Canada, for me at
Right.
least, you start seeing prices that you were like, where was this? Where can I find this price where I live, though, right? So Florida for me was quite perfect. I mean, the weather was a given thing, right?
Yeah,
I
for
want
sure.
I want to be close to the weather. I want to have that
And it makes you
warmth
feel
and
and it
everything.
makes you feel better.
Oh, it does.
Who doesn't love the sunshine?
No, it's
Right.
vitamin D right there, man.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Yes. So when you have that, when you have the Florida environment or climate mixed in with the pricing that's like not too that is very favorable to you, or something that makes you say, I could do this, then that was an easy decision for me to sort of look towards that, right?
Right.
Um,
And
and, yeah, go ahead.
sorry, you had we looked at different models
Yes.
of investing strategies for you.
Yes.
We chose our ShrCasa co-living model,
Yes.
right? Why do you think that was a good fit for you?
I I had other ideas in the beginning, even when I spoke to you about what's the grand's plan for myself for Florida.
Mm-hmm.
I had other ideas then, right? And the co-living aspect of it wasn't there because I always had the mindset that if I'm the tenant, how would I live in this home
Who
then,
wants to
right?
live with a whole bunch of strangers?
That's correct, then,
Right.
right? That's it.
Right.
That's
Right.
it, right? So for me, for me, it was a no-no, though, right? But some time came in, like more, time heals all. Time gives you more different perspectives as you kind of think about it, have weekends over it and everything else. You say to
Right.
yourself, okay, I understand where you're coming from a co-living space then, right? Because it does alleviate a massive concern for me, right?
Sure.
In my perfect world, if I had a single family home, and the tenant's paying the rent and everything else, then, right? What happens if that person leaves then, right? Then the home is completely empty,
If
and it's
right.
all the responsibility in terms of the expenses is back on me then, right?
Absolutely.
And that I can't do, though, right? But with the co-living space, it does bring an interesting perspective there, because you would have to be a very bad tenant to lose, or a very bad landlord to lose all your tenants.
Right.
So
Well,
that is,
we don't want that.
we no, we definitely don't want that
Absolutely.
then, right? So that was a more of a reassurance for me, saying that from a fiscal perspective, this was a really good approach into real estate investing, then, right? At least from a beginner for me. So,
Absolutely. I think it allows you to kind of safeguard yourself.
yeah.
So if tenants decide to leave, not tenants, but a tenant moves, whatever the case, you still can cover your rent or
Yes.
your mortgage,
Yes.
other utilities that you have to service.
Correct.
So which is huge,
Yes.
which makes a huge difference, especially as a new investor in a new market.
Yes.
it gives you a little bit of peace of mind.
It does.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, so we got that co-living model for you, our ShrCasa model we were talking about.
Yes.
You went through the processes with us, obviously. Why don't you share your experience? I mean, how was your experience working with us?
Oh, it's been wonderful. It's not just the purchase of the real estate, but there's more value that I get from the ShrCasa perspective then, right? We had a conversation earlier on before even purchasing about what's the holistic approach of what I want to do from an investment perspective.
Absolutely.
Right? So what are you looking for? How can we fit in, or what are you looking for as a whole then, right? So we've had back and forth conversations. It's just not just one, but back and forth for about a few weeks and everything else then, right? And you've brought up the idea of the SunCasa model then, right? The ShrCasa model. Mm-hmm. And I said to myself, again, it's not necessarily something I would do, but time moved on and it made more sense then, right? So that alleviated the what are we going to do perspective then, right? How are we going to invest in, right? And then the purchase of it. I mean, we met in Jacksonville. First time actually physically, right? So yeah, we've had a lot of face time, right?
I think we've done some Zooms. We've definitely had lots of calls.
Yes.
Lots of texting going back and forth. Yes. And lots of emails that I've sent you, to look at the model.
Yes, right. That's right. Yeah. So
we did. That was the first time we went. It was in Jacksonville.
It was in Jacksonville.
Yeah,
that's right.
Yeah.
I thought I was going to look at like one or two houses. You had like a whole row of houses looking for me. Like I think it was about 10, right? And
we had about 12 lined up,
12
and I think we
yeah.
probably saw about 8 or 10 of them.
Yes.
And we had the whole day planned out for you because we wanted to make sure we give you, opportunity and also choices.
Yes.
And I handpicked the best ones for you.
Yeah.
So.
No, it's that made the decision much easier. Then, right?
For sure.
So
for sure.
Yes. So seeing all of that, understanding it, getting a perspective, getting the feel of it, right? Because there's one thing you could do with Zillow or with Redfin. You can see the pictures, but you have to be in there then, right? And that's what Zillow and Redfin can't do. So having you show me everything, this location, that location, everything else, and seeing the areas around it too, not just the home, but the areas around it as well. There's only so much that you can do with Google Maps, right? So that also provided the additional perspective.
Well,
right?
I think we wanted to educate you and also give you an understanding of what you're purchasing.
Yes.
And familiarize you with the location because it's important. I mean, you're investing your hard-earned money into an investment property. And we want to make sure you know what you're buying.
Exactly, right?
We don't want you to buy something and say, well, you didn't tell us or you didn't disclose it or it's not really what I was thinking.
Yeah.
So I'm glad that you had a good experience. Now, you've got 8 bedrooms in your property.
Correct, yes.
8 bedrooms,
yes.
Which is doing really well.
Yes.
And have you enjoyed the experience so far?
So far, it's been really good. It's been really positive, right? Beginning investor, someone who's trying this out for the first time, it's nice to see an income coming in. So after the going through the whole process,
right?
And now it's just now that I've got that part out of it, it's now to sort of optimize it then, right? So to do the features, to do the extras that I want to do to the property then, right? And
we talked about you had mentioned you want to buy another property.
Correct.
As well because you're so happy with the way it's been performing for you.
It has been really good. Like I said, it's really nice to have something that's producing income, providing the amenities of the home then, right? It's not something that's out of pocket then, right? So it is quite. So
you're saying it's cash flows.
It is cash flowing very well,
amazing.
And it's just. Yeah, it's that feeling of it. That feeling was what's needed from a co-living space that I see. As
and the fact that you have the right team, I would hope.
Yes.
That's helping you oversee it.
Yes.
Is there anything that you would like to leave a couple of points for anybody watching this? If they're interested to get into this model, and you think that it's something that they should get into?
Yeah. A couple of things. So again, I'm coming here from a beginner perspective then, right?
Right.
Entering a brand new endeavor for me, essentially.
For sure.
Right. So from that perspective, be open to investing outside of your home. I think that's going to be key. For me, that was the big realization, and it took me a while to get to that point. But it's if you're scared about where you are from a price perspective in your neighborhood, or even 50 kilometers from your neighborhood. Look elsewhere, right? It'll definitely open your eyes, though, right? So Florida, in addition to the climate, was a huge benefit for me. It was a huge eye-opening for me.
Question for your time frame. How long did it take us from start to finish when we did the whole process with you?
It took a few months simply because a lot of the time had to be on my side then, right? So from an entity perspective and everything else, that takes time then, right? But from just saying that, but from the point when I was ready to purchase to actually making an offer, this was fairly quick. I mean,
We moved pretty quick. I think we did it pretty fast.
we did it fast. I would say
Yeah.
within a week or two tops. I mean, we had discussions. You brought up the idea, says you got to meet me in Jacksonville. I said, yeah. You're right. Done.
Let's do it.
Just get it done.
And
right?
the mortgage, I think we probably from I think when you arrived, when we got the property for you, or we, acquired the property to get in the mortgage.
Yeah.
To when we said, hey, it's closing. That I think we probably did it within 30 to 45 days.
Yeah.
So
that was a good
pretty
time.
quick.
It was fairly quick. Yes.
I was happy about it. I'm sure you were too.
Yes.
It went well.
It was a different experience, but yes, for sure.
So you're saying that going through this experience was great for you. My
Yes.
understanding.
Yes.
You're definitely happy because you're making money on the property.
Yes.
And who doesn't like to make money on properties? I mean, that's where, as investors, that's kind of why we're doing this. At
That
the
is the
end
name
day.
of the game. Yes.
Absolutely. And it's also become stress-free now. As a company, we also are helping you with we're doing some renovations. We're coming up with some renovations.
Correct.
That we're going to be working on. Also, we are doing your property management for you.
Yes.
So for you, it's really just a hands-off type of, investment.
It is. And it works really well though, right? I mean, I've had experience from a previous property manager too, where the individual was quite inundated with too many properties, so I never was able to sort of say or get the conversations where, to bring up any kind of optimizations, anything that we could fix up or do, because a lot of the times the individual was quite silent on these things then, right? Or busy with
Yeah.
other stuff. So having yourself over there then, right? Having yourself oversee it and everything else, you're giving me much more perspective. Things I didn't even know about the property or don't even remember from our from the last visit that we had.
Yeah.
I'm seeing it more. We're going back and forth just like we did it with the holistic investment approach.
Sure.
And that actually helps. I mean, it's
Well,
I'm
we
working
want-
with one individual for everything essentially.
Well, we appreciate it, Mark. I mean, we want to help you capitalize on your investment. And I think, when we have a plan of action, it makes it much easier
Yeah.
because, these properties are there to produce income for you.
Correct.
And if we're not optimizing them correctly, they're not really performing at the highest level.
Yes.
And that's our job, is to help you do that.
Yeah.
So we're excited to be part of that. And we really appreciate you coming in today.
Thank you.
Is there any last little nugget or anything you want to maybe leave them with? So if they're scared or they're thinking about maybe making the move or buying something,
You're gonna, yeah.
and you're Canadian. It's not like you're not an American citizen or anything. like that.
No, definitely not. I mean, I was not scared about the conversion rate, although it does hurt. But it was, even with the conversion rate, the prices is still very manageable,
And attractive.
Attractive. Lending options is a plethora of options over there. It's just like, instead of having like 5 or 6 banks here, the major ones plus some credit unions, you have thousands basically.
You have
right?
choices, yeah. It's not a monopoly like it is here.
Yes, choices is a very easy term to say that, right? It's a very
Right.
mild term. It's just a lot of choices you do have,
Right,
right?
right.
So if you want it, you can make it happen, right? And it's quite easy for that to see that though, right? So yeah, by all means.
Amazing.
I mean, from my end, I can't wait to scale. I mean, I'm eager to scale, but a few things have to happen. A few dominoes have to fall before that could happen. But yeah, I can't wait.
We're glad you're excited, and we're happy that we can be part of this journey with you. So thanks so much for coming in and sharing your experience with us and your journey in the Florida market. So we appreciate you coming. Thank you,
Michael,
Mark.
anytime. Thank
Thank you so much.